It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, folks, he's 79 years old. He has had a lot of successful businesses. Four boys, all of them are lawyers. One's a judge. Lovely wife who is a graduate of Penn State and a registered nurse. 79, he could retire, enjoy life. But he's concerned. He's concerned about a lot of things that are happening in this country today. Most of you may know who I'm speaking about. His name is Louis Booty Beltrami. Most people know him as Booty. And he's a guest on our show today. Remember what I said, folks. November 6th is a critical day, and we'll talk a little bit about this election coming up. Booty, nice to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks a lot, Sam. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, we have, last time we were on, I think you raised a lot of eyebrows and they were looking at a lot of things you were saying. But let's go back a little bit for those people, because I'm playing the show in the Pottsville area, my good friends down there, and they're very much concerned as well what's happening in this country. But you started a group here in Greater Hazleton. Well, first of all, what was the reason why you started a group, and where is it at right now?
The reason why I started this group, excuse me, the reason why I started the group was I see a trend. What happened in Luzerne County in the last 20, 25 years. And then you had the scandal in Luzerne County, which made national news. And I started to realize what happened. And people that are Democrats and people that are Republicans, they grew up that way. And if they were brought up Democrat, they voted Democrat. If they were brought up Republican, they voted Republican. So it's not right. It's not right for me, it's not right for you, it's not right for the city, the county, the state, the federal government. It's not right. Well, so my group, I'm hoping that we could get people to go in there, vote the man. Forget about Democrat. Vote the man. See what he is, see what he wants to do. That's the main thing, to get the right people in office. For instance, to give you an example, if someone 5 years ago killed someone, they were convicted, they went to jail, they came out, and they ran for a county commissioner. If he was a Democrat, he won, because the Democrats, just vote for the Democrats, and if it was the same thing on a Republican, if he killed someone, he would get elected. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stop that. Now the reason for that is it's very important. The second thing our group is, we need term limits. That is the most important thing that we need in this country, is term limits. Now let me tell you why. Because we put someone in office for 4 years. They're in office for 4 years. They get to like it in office. Boy, this is great. This is power. People see me on the street. Oh, hello, how are you? People want to be around them. People want to do this. They see this. So now they forget what they were supposed to do when they went in office. So what do? Now they say, geez, this is nice. I got to get back here. I like this prestige. So they start, these politicians, then they do this. They start to go out and do things for people that don't want to do anything to help themselves. And they do this for them because they want their votes. And they keep giving and giving and giving to get reelected. No, I want to stop that. I want them to go in office, if it's 4 years, go in office for 4 years, then get out and come back and live in the same society, the same rules, the same laws that you created, and the same increase in taxes. Come back and live that. That's mainly what my goal is.
You said something that I spoke to you a couple of years ago. If you remember, we talked about the party, okay? And we're in such a mess in the country today because people are saying, vote straight Democratic and Democrat. There are some people just have this stamp D on their head, and they figure no matter what it is, they're going to vote. Oh, listen, how about Cunningham? I mean, the Cunningham area at one time, the Valley area, if you were a Democrat, forget about it, you're a Republican. So I'm not picking on either party. It was the same way. Now, thank God, in the area where they're looking at either the man or woman who is running for office. And that's a problem. That's a serious problem, Booty. We're in the problem. We have the problem today because people voted that way, okay? Now, we're talking about, we mentioned about welfare, okay? I think some people think, people think that maybe I don't care about people who need help, or you don't care about. If anybody's helped people throughout the years, it's been you and your family many, many years that people don't even know what you've done, and that's another story. But I'm here to help people. But it's gone to the point where we discussed it's way beyond the help. Give me your input on that.
Well, it goes back to what we just previously talked about. We go back where, let's take the state of Pennsylvania. 44%, the people in this audience don't know this, but 44% of the welfare in the state of Pennsylvania, 40% of the budget, 44% of our budget in the state of welfare goes to people that are on welfare. Now, where does that money come from? That money comes from me. It comes from you. All of you people in the audience, every one of you watching this program, they take the money out of your pocket and they give it to welfare. Now, why do we have so much welfare? Why do we have so much of these people now on disability? Because in the last 4 or 5 years, they relaxed the laws on how people could get welfare and how they could get benefits. Now, this all goes back because these politicians want their votes. And it creates a problem in this country. Put it to you this way. I don't mind giving money to somebody that's on welfare that need it, that are desperately needed. But I will bet you that 40% of the people getting welfare in this state, people on disability, there's maybe 50% collecting it on a fraudulent basis. Now, what does that do? This is what it does. The government, they're like leeches. And these people that are collecting this money fraudulently, they are what I call bloodsuckers. They're leeches. So what they do is they try to they're sucking the blood from me, from you, and every one of you sitting in your living rooms, in your chairs. They're taking the blood from us every day to give these people this money because they don't want to do anything for themselves. They don't want to get out of bed. They don't want to go to work. The sad part is, we're at a part now where they did it for years and years and years. But now, in the year 2012, we're finding ourselves in a bad financial way in the state, cities, all over. So what they have to realize, and they don't realize, that you could only suck so much blood out of me, you, and everyone else. Because when you suck all the blood out of me, all the blood out of the rest of us that are productive workers, and then we die off. And then once we die off, those leeches have to die with us. So now what's going to happen? So we must stop. The only way this gets stopped is term limits.
Folks, he's 79 years old. We talked about the fact that he could be retired. He said you're talking about something when we come after the break, why you are so involved with this election and what it means to your children. I know a lot of people really don't know the impact of what's going to happen November the 6th. We always say check the facts. When we come back, Rudy Beltrami is my guest, concerned citizen, started a group. It's nonpartisan, as you know. And we're going to talk about this election. And folks, don't be fooled. Know what you're doing. Please check the credentials. And know we have enough shows on here to inform you with Conrad's Attorney Favello, Dr. Greco, Congressman Barletta, Dave Freed, who is running for Attorney General. A lot of people who have been on the show, now Rudy Beltrami, to try to give you as much information as we possibly can. Be back right after this. Thanks for staying with us, folks. My guest, Louis Booty Beltrami, concerned citizen. We'll get to Booty in 1 second. For those of you who would like to see all of our programming, and this program you can see it anywhere in the world on our website at ssptv.com. Tune us in. I want to say hi to my friends in the greater Pottsville area on Comcast. Thank you for tuning us in, and thank you for making us the #1 talk show in that area based on recent surveys. But folks, I want to also talk about the official water of SSP TV and Samsung Productions. It's Atomic and Mountain Spring water. Starbucks uses this water, so if they don't have Atomic and Mountain Spring water where you buy your water, ask for it. In the greater Hazleton area, JoJo's carries it. And of course, folks, I've been taking 2 shots of this every day. Dan Bisala, give him a call. Mona V, it's fabulous stuff for you, folks. It really makes you feel good. Mr. Beltrami, before when I opened the show, I said you're 79 years old. You certainly don't look it. God bless you. Take this, you'll look like you're 50. Anyway, 4 children, lawyers, one's a judge, your wife, successful Penn State graduate, RN. You could certainly relax and enjoy yourself. Today in our country, we have November 6th. I've been asking people the most important election, I think, in our lifetime. We are faced with, we could only go on records, okay? We don't know what the future is, but we have to look on record. Faced with close to $17 trillion worth of debt. If people would understand what that is, and if they Google debt, they'll know how it affects them. The young people are going to pay for this through the nose, okay? Our unemployment is there it is, and I really believe that they fudged the numbers. I think it's well over 8%. In Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Biden is, you think he'd take care of his own town, it's 10-point-some% unemployment. More people on welfare than you ever saw in your life, depending on the government. No incentive to get out there to work, okay? And disability, if just say that you get up in the morning and you don't feel good, you're on disability, as we mentioned before. These are facts, Booty. I'm not making these up, okay? So your point is, this is very important. I just mentioned those things to you. How do you react to that?
This is the most important election in my lifetime. Now, if we continue on the path that we are on right now with this administration, it's very simple to all you people out there. When you finish with the show, go on any channel, and you'll see what our future is going to be like in the next 3 years if we have the same administration. Very simple. Look at Greece. Look at Syria. Look at England, one of the best countries in the world. They're almost socialistic. They don't know what to do. Look at Canada. It takes a year to get an appointment to go to a doctor. We need to change now, because if not, the same thing is going to happen in this country. I don't think any of you people out there, or myself, get sick and want to have to wait 6 months to a year just to get an appointment with a doctor. And when you're my age, they'll just throw you into the oven and burn you and forget about you. If that's what you want, then you go vote for this current administration. If you want to change and you think about your little grandkids, your older grandkids, and the future of our country, and you think what our forefathers did to bring this country the way it is up to today, then please vote your conscience.
We keep saying that to a lot of people, but there are selfish interests in every area, Booty, okay? You have areas where, and rightly so, I talked to a person on Friday, and he and his boss were having a disagreement, and it's a friendly disagreement. He's going to vote for Obama, the other one's voting for Romney. And I said, why are you voting for Obama? I'm voting for Obama because he took care of my mortgage. I said, okay, that's one area. What about all the other areas, okay? And then I said, you look at all the other areas. Same thing with Romney, okay? And so he said, what do you mean? So I said, well, just look at the other areas. That's all. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I mean, I have a lot of friends who feel Obama is the person, fine. But however, when you check where we're going, people don't understand sometimes what socialistic government is. We've been lecturing about the Obamacare, okay, and what it's going to do. You are absolutely right. You're 79 years old. Thank God you're in good health. I feel so sorry, Booty, for those people 65 and older. If this Obamacare goes through, they're going to get hit like this, okay? Now, you understand the Main Street media, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, they can't kiss Obama enough and mislead people, as far as I'm concerned, my own opinion, as to this is not going to happen. Why they are so liberal and why they want a term that blows my mind. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, this goes back, Sam, to the years 1938, 1939. I was only a little boy growing up. And then when you look at history of 1940, 41, 42, what happened in Germany. The same thing happened. The press, everything was for Hitler. Everything just was for Hitler. Someone couldn't say nothing unless it was good for Hitler. And then before you know it, now we had Hitler, we had the dictator. Then not too soon after that, the churches, the Catholic churches, the synagogues, all the churches were shut down. Churches were burned. They went to the city. They had everybody take their books out, throw the books out into the street. From now on, it's Hitlerism. It's Hitlerism. This is the way. This is what you teach your kids in school. All the classrooms were changed. There wasn't no more English or what the class was being taught. Everything was Hitler, Hitler, Hitler. Now, it's plain and simple. This is the direction that we're going in this country. We don't make a change. You may not think it, you may not want to believe it, But that's the truth. That's true. Again, if you want to see what the future is going to be like, look at the television stations, look at Spain, look at Greece, look all over the world, and you see that socialism doesn't work. It didn't work in Russia. The communism didn't work in Russia. In Poland, it didn't work. In Poland, it collapsed. Believe me, we live in the best country in the world. Our forefathers knew what they did when they wrote that Constitution. All I'm asking for, you people, follow the Constitution. And you people that are out there collecting this from the government, that from the government, that from the government, it's time to take a step backwards and say, let me see what I could do for my country, not just take. That's what I want people to understand.
And, you know, staying on the same vein, people see what's happening in this country today, okay, morality-wise, all right? I mentioned this when I interviewed the bishop. I didn't see any outrage from Senator Kennedy. I didn't see any outrage from Vice President Biden. If there was outrage when they had 26,000 words in the Democratic platform, not once did they ever mention God. When they wanted to put God back into the platform, God was booed 3 times. Okay. Now, Planned Parenthood, promotions of abortions. Here I go, Sam Lesante, abortions. But when you want to talk destructing life. What's most important than destructing life? And they want to know why people shoot people in the streets and they go crazy. There's no respect for life. President Obama thinks that's okay.
Well, the reason why, many people out there in the audience, you don't know this, but I want you to think a little bit. The reason why they don't want God in our schools, they don't want God here, they don't want God there, they don't want God there, because they have a plan. And without God, with God out of the way, their plan is going to work. Because the main thing you have to remember, if there is no God, then there's no civility. Once you have no civility, you have people that don't believe in God, they can do whatever they want to do. And this is what these people out there want to do. They want people to forget about, there's no God. What we're doing is the right. We're the God. We're doing the right thing. This is the problem. This is it. And again, remember, you people out there, without God, there's no civility.
Well, you see, you hit a good point, because I have a couple people that just exactly feel the way you feel, that God has nothing to do with what's going on. As evidence, what's happening with our weather occurrences, etc. You know, all these great, these unfortunate things are happening. They feel they don't need that. When you see a person who marries Hollywood, okay, and you see what comes out of Hollywood, such as Obama can't run to them fast enough, they can't support him enough, okay, because you're absolutely right. They want to do everything that is not under. Well, I'm assuming most of them are that way. Some of them are not that way, Booty. And you know, you hit nerves. Well, you just said you hit a nerve. You know, you hit a nerve, because when you start talking about that, people want to bury their head in the sand and say, because they still have their selfish interest, okay, their greed. When I see these people applauding Biden and applauding Obama, I only think to myself, do you realize how many babies were killed under his administration? How many more babies will be killed under his administration? Where we're going with our socialism, it just blows my mind, Booty.
We can't afford to go on with the socialism. We have to get back to our roots. You go to work, you earn money, you support your family. Let me give you an example. My father worked for Jet Ohio Coal Company. He worked for them for 40 years. He went to work every day. He walked to work 7 miles from Mungie Street over to Jetto number 7 near Eckley. He walked over there. Finally, after 40, 45 years, he worked day shift. Now they wanted to put him second shift. From going to second shift, he couldn't take it no more. He didn't like it. His stomach was upset. So my older brother said, Pop, why don't you quit? It's time that you quit. So the company laid him off. Now, my brother's taking him down to sign up. The employment office was on Green and Church Street, down in downtown Hazleton. He got out of the car to go walk up the steps. And he got out of the car and he took 2 steps towards the employment office and he stopped. And he got back in the car. He was too proud. He had too much pride to walk in that employment office to sign for something, for a check, which he deserved. This is what we need. We need to get back our pride. We need to accomplish things on our own. We need this. This is the problem we have. Everybody wants something for nothing. It doesn't work. Sooner or later, the bank goes broke.
Folks, I'm talking to Booty Beltrami, a concerned citizen. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Well, I know most of you are talking, excited, and some of them are thinking, screaming at the set. Well, we're only trying to present facts. My guest, Louis Booty Beltrami. You know, Booty, you've been in the coal business a long time. My good friend John Rich, since I've been involved since 1999, trying to build a plant to use coal to bring it into fuel. We could probably had gas prices would be $1.50, $1.10. But there's this, you know, Obama said he's to a degree, anti-coal. There's ads out now where Casey was anti-coal. This war on coal, could you shed some light on this?
Well, this war on coal is a created myth that if you burn coal, it's going to pollute the world. It's going to pollute the earth if you burn coal. Remember one thing, Sam, you people out there, remember one thing. I'm a Catholic, and I believe in God. And I also believe that when God put the coal on this earth, he put the coal there for a reason, for us to use it. Now, if God himself thought it was bad, it was going to harm the environment, it was going to make people sick, it was going to destroy the country, I'm sure God wouldn't have put it there. The same thing with natural gas, the same thing with oil, the same thing, everything that God put on this earth, he put it there for a purpose. We need the stone so we have roads, to make roads. Everything he put, every mineral on this earth, he put it there for us to use. Now these people that are out there crying wolf, saying, oh, this coal's going to do this, coal's going to pollute the earth, we don't want that, we have to save the earth. Let God save the earth, because, again, going back to what I said, if we weren't supposed to use coal, God will...
In the same token, what you're saying, okay, you just brought something, but as being involved with, well, you were in a coal, but isn't there a lot of environmental things out there now that you have to abide by?
Sam, the average person don't know. The rules and regulations in the last 10 years, being in a coal business, got so out of hand that it's pathetic. It's really, really pathetic. I talk to people that are in the coal business. Every day there's 5 or 6 Jeeps coming from different agencies, OSHA, MSHA, DEP, all over the place, coming to these people that are constructive people that go to work every day and telling them what they have to do. Now, they're telling them what to do when they don't know what to do themselves. It's a bureaucracy that's out of control. Now, one more thing. They don't want us to burn coal in this country. China burns more coal than anybody. They burn coal in Russia. All over the world, they're burning coal. What are we supposed to do? Tell everybody to stop coal? It's impossible.
It's funny you should say that, because when the Chinese people came over here about 6, 7 years ago, looked at the liquefaction plant that John Rich wanted to put up, they looked at it, went back, boom. I forget how many plants they have up there now doing the same thing that John does, taking the coal, making it into fuel. You know, very quickly, Booty.
To give you an example of that.
Yeah.
If we had World War II in 2012, if Hitler would have started this war today in 2012, he would have won by a landslide. And the reason for that is it would take us, in today's society, with these rules and regulations, it would take us 5 years to get a permit just to build one ship. Just to build one ship. That's how bad the regulation is.
It's out of control. Booty, very quickly, a lady said to me, she said, you know, open up your eyes. Romney's a millionaire. He's not for the poor people. Romney's a millionaire. He's not for the poor people. And I don't know why, you know, some of them people feel that way, but now they're learning a little bit more. They're not realizing, or they're realizing that's not the case. How do you react to that? Very quickly.
Well, I think that's a false accusation. I think it's a very false accusation. Everyone, including me, you, we're all concerned about our neighbors. This is the reason why I started this group. I'm concerned about the people that live in a house on Pine Street, that live in a house at the Heights. They're in the houses. They worked all their lives. They're collecting Social Security. And then they see an increase in tax here, an increase in tax there, an increase in gas, increase in oil. We're all concerned, Sam. And believe me when I tell you, Romney's not just for the rich people. The guy's a businessman. He knows how to balance a budget. That's one thing Obama doesn't know how to do, is balance a budget. All he knows is to waste dollars. He wastes dollars.
Booty, thanks for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure.
Folks, we could go on and on and on, and it's good therapy for you to understand, a good debate. Once you weigh everything and look at everything, folks, then make the decision. As Mr. Beltrami said, November 6th is the most important day that I think will be in many people's lives. So don't forget to vote. And remember, you can watch this show anywhere in the world, ssptv.com. My email is sam@ssptv.com. We'll see you next time.